collide, collide, collide in my collide, 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 collide in my collide, Kaleidoscope.
Beautiful.
That was awesome. Thanks. You have such a beautiful voice.
What did you think, Morgan?
It was
Oh my
perfect.
goodness.
That was pretty.
Oh, that was
really
nice.
beautiful.
Well,
I don't know if I did you justice though. I should have moved a mic closer to your guitar before we started. That was my bad.
oh, stop.
Oh, it's all right.
You'll fix it in post. Anyway, Hannah, that's why we're here. It's after 8 months. We're probably never going to see Morgan again.
I mean, we're going to see you again.
Okay. Tell us what's so special about Morgan, Hannah.
You know, like when I first met you, you connect with people, you know, with their energies. And you're just so open to everything that was on the show and all of our guests, and you connected with all the guests as well. And you're just your family.
Oh, yeah. By the way, speaking of guests, Amazon Eve, the world's tallest model, said that she wishes you the best success in life. And Ann Hodder Schiff, the sex expert, she's another one of your favorite guests, said it was a pleasure to work with you and wish you success in your next venture. Now we're going to get, if we can, get Morgan on the mic for a second because I want to ask her a couple questions.
Yay.
And talk about her podcast, Burst Your Bubble. You want to use that mic or my mic? Or
We're going to figure this out. I'm bringing my Zoom so I can
Okay.
make sure.
There she is. Well, she's been on camera
Hello.
before.
I don't
We've
like
snuck her
being
on camera before. That's the
Hi.
thing. You're behind the scenes. So tell us who else? What other guests you liked on the Dark Mark show?
How do you choose favorites? That's like choosing a favorite child. You can't because
Yeah.
you love them all,
Right.
right? And that's
All
just
of
how
them?
it works.
Yeah. There hasn't been any guests you haven't loved.
I've loved all of your guests.
Yes.
You know that.
Right. So, but Morgan has her own podcast. By the way, did you get the inside joke?
The inside joke. I didn't see your Scarface tie.
Yes, I was. I'm wearing a Scarface tie because Morgan has a show called Burst Your Bubble.
I didn't
It's a
even see that.
podcast.
Well, in fairness, your back is to me.
Right. Well, I was facing you when we were in 7-Eleven, and I said,
Oh, I was so out of it.
and I mentioned to the clerk how much he liked Scarface too. And he's only seen it in French.
Guys,
Anyway,
it took me like 10 minutes to figure out that I wanted iced tea. I wasn't noticing anything.
it took you 10 minutes to figure out it was in the same store as you.
That's true.
But Burst Your Bubble takes things that you love, everything that you love in pop culture, and tells you how politically incorrect and messed up it is.
I mean, that's one way of looking at it.
How do you
yes.
look at it?
I look at isms and phobias in pop culture, and I think you can still enjoy something, even if you know it's about thinking about stuff, right? I feel like I did not sounding good on this. Hold on.
Well, tell me you
A
pulled yourself.
true producer through and through.
Yes, she's listening to her own voice saying it's not good.
Well, it just so much better.
See?
Sorry. Well, no, because we have different voices, right?
Yes.
So there we go. I feel better.
Okay.
Sorry, that was distracting me.
Yeah, Burst Your Bubble.
It's isms and phobias in pop culture. Little bits of history thrown in, and it's just because I like learning because I'm a huge nerd.
Yeah.
And I share it with other people. But it's one of those things where the only reason I figure out this happens is because it's stuff, like it's media I consume.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, if I'm watching it, it doesn't mean I'm never going to watch Scarface again, or like...
You're never going to watch Scarface again. I know you're not.
Well, I'm not a huge Scarface.
That's what I'm saying. That's the one.
Okay, that's not a good example, but like, Clueless. I love Clueless.
Yeah.
It's a terrible...
What is wrong with... Well, yeah, the incest. That's right.
Well, no, not even that. It's just like if you're thinking
They're not
about...
technically related.
Yeah,
okay?
That's still
It's
messed
weird.
up.
Weird.
That's
I'm
getting into Woody
adopted,
Allen
and that's
territory. That is weird.
Hey,
Who are we to judge
hey,
love?
I'm
Yes.
I'm adopted, and that's weird.
Yeah, would you?
We're not related.
Yeah, would you?
And no,
Yeah.
I would not, because that's weird.
Right. Did you have a brother that was?
I had one brother that was related to me, and the other two brothers weren't related to me.
Yeah.
And two sisters that weren't related to me. And
So-
no,
so when you saw Clueless,
and
you're
I'm
like, that's why-
bisexual,
yeah.
And no, I wouldn't hook up with either of my non-blood related siblings.
That's
no,
nice.
that's just weird. That's me. They're my brothers and sisters.
What's wrong with
You know,
Clueless?
ironically, I don't really actually talk about that part a lot.
Yeah.
Wow.
No, but they were bringing it up, and I'm just saying.
Yeah,
hey,
yeah, yeah.
hey,
No.
us-
What's wrong with Clueless?
There's a lot when it comes to like class and race and gender and homophobia, like sprinkled throughout. You'll have to y'all will have to just listen to the episode "Burst Your Bubble."
Yes, I that one I have not listened to. I've listened to.
Yeah.
I've listened to a lot of them.
Are you referring to Oscar Wilde and Disco Dancing Friend of Dorothy? That line in
Yeah.
particular?
I mean, I love Clueless. Like,
a great
I'll
line.
still watch it. It's not one of those things where I'm like, I don't know. Sometimes I think people hear about the podcast and they're like, "Oh, you just hate stuff and you just ruin things." And I ruin things. Like, I'm not gonna lie. I know I'm ruining things, but I still watch that. Like, I'm still gonna watch Clueless.
Right.
Like, even I did an episode on the Rolling Stones. I still am gonna listen to the Rolling Stones.
Right.
It's about thinking about media and its messages. Like, that's my jam.
Yeah,
Awesome.
but Rolling Stones are pretty messed up when you
Oh
really,
yeah,
when you look into
but they
them.
make catchy pop music.
They make great. They're great,
I'm not
but
gonna
So
lie.
is every artist.
They're
yeah,
great.
you really look into
Yeah.
it.
You can
Really
find
good.
something wrong with everything. That doesn't mean
no,
you
I was
should,
gonna say.
go in a room and shut off the lights and never listen
Well,
or
that was-
watch or read anything.
Yeah, that was my favorite actually was you did a show on Candyman, the horror
Oh
movie.
yeah.
Like black people finally got their own horror villain,
Mm-hmm.
and you're like, it's messed up.
Well, I'm really excited because they're doing a remake, and it's directed by oh god, I'm terrible with names. Shoot, what's his name? He did I
Jordan
didn't.
Peele?
Thank you. Yes, yeah.
Oh, that's right, Jordan.
He's
Yeah.
directing a remake of Candyman, and I'm so intrigued because the original director is oh god, I'm terrible with names, guys. It's
That
not
one
just
guy.
tonight. But the original's directed by like a white British dude.
Yeah,
And whereas I'm really interested to see his take.
as was every movie in 1992.
Sure.
But now, what bubble would you burst on the Dark Mark show? There's got to be a lot of bubbles that we burst that you're like that one. That's not right.
Sounds like every episode.
No, not everyone. There's definitely been a couple times where I just sit silently, and I can't think of like direct examples off the top of my head. I'm not a good like off my
I've seen you
Off
a
the
few
top of my
times.
head.
Just what was
yeah
that?
like yeah. Oh no, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna say that there's
Right.
not. I just can't think of them like off the top of my head because I can't. Like if you asked me for a list of top 5, like something I was a complete expert about, I'd still be like I can't think of that.
Okay,
Well,
but
didn't you guys have Joy Villa on here?
we did have Joy Villa on here.
Ooh,
And-
That
and-
was yeah. That
but here's the thing.
that's a lot to unpack.
But here's the thing. And Joy Villa has been a friend of mine for years.
Interesting guest,
But she's an
though.
interesting person, and if you don't talk politics with her, she's amazing.
Even
She's
if-
wonderful,
it's just-
and she
even
and
if
Morgan
you
got
do
along
politics-
great.
I thought she was so interesting. We almost did a show together, but it didn't work with my schedule with her. But I think what interests me the most is like I didn't know what to do with her because like she was vegan and a Republican and like married to an immigrant, but like I just didn't know what to do. And I think she's so interesting.
No,
I thought she was really
listen,
cool.
and here's the thing, and this is the thing with me, as I try to avoid talking politics with any of my friends. So she's still my friend, and I'm not going to apologize about it. But my problem was I had her on a show with another Republican who was a friend of mine, and they started yelling at me when I was agreeing with them. That's what was my problem was.
Yeah, I don't mind.
big
I don't
mouth
mind talking politics with people, and like I think it's important to talk about politics with people, especially if they don't agree with you. I'm one of those. I'll talk with anyone.
I think I remember the days nobody gave a shit about politics, and I long for those days.
Well, we live in a time where objectivity isn't really a luxury that we can
Right.
afford.
Either way.
Yeah.
So anyway, but I was going to say, that'll be enough. You don't have to. But
I forgot the camera was there, which is good.
the camera's there too. You're going to be on
This is
YouTube.
good.
But anyway, but there were a lot of, but we had a lot of shows that I'm sure you were like the first show. Well, first show you were on, we had Ron Jeremy, and then that you could do a whole show on him, and then we had second show we had a guy who, and have you ever done this? Sin? He ate broken glass.
That was
Oh, I
terrible.
don't
He had
do
a
that.
light bulb.
No, I don't do that.
You don't do that.
No,
Okay.
I once had to do a gig
doing contortion on stage right after someone who just walked on glass.
Oh shit. Is
Ooh.
there blood everywhere?
There wasn't blood everywhere, but there was like little bits of fucking broken glass still everywhere. And I'm like, dude, you realize that I'm folding my body into a full fold,
Yeah.
and I could have a shard of glass in my spine, and it can fucking. I always think of the worst possible fucking scenarios.
Yeah.
And I hated it. And I had to have the producer like go up there and actually sweep the floor twice because I was like,
Right.
I could still see shit. Like,
Right.
Yeah, they should have put you first.
Exactly. I was like, you should put me up first, knowing that I'm going to be barefoot and folding myself
Right.
into a pretzel, and then do the glass after that. It was,
Or he should come with his own mat or something.
yeah. Well, that's the thing is like sometimes they don't do that. They don't bring like a fucking sheet.
If
or
you're
or
working
a
with broken
drop
glass,
mat.
clean it up.
If
Anyway,
you're doing anything messy, clean it up.
I
You
could
always bring a
exactly.
tarp.
Well, anyway,
Always.
I could talk forever with everybody here, but we're at 72 minutes right now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I will say that as you said, people have noticed the audio quality difference because of Morgan,
Huge, yeah.
but there's also the just the energy in the room, and and I encourage everybody to go to Burst Your Bubble on any podcast medium that you're on. Although we gotta get you on iHeartRadio and the other ones, but
I am on iHeartRadio.
Are you on iHeart? Great. Spotify.
Mhm.
Oh, I didn't see it on Spotify. Anyway,
You're not looking hard enough.
I guess not. But Burst Your Bubble. So I will, even though I hope to see you again after tonight. I don't know if I will, but I will listen to your
You will.
voice every week, and I thank you for. You're overqualified for this job by long shots because I could go into your radio experience, but we're running out of time. But thank you. We've been so lucky to have you, and we've been lucky to have everybody in this room. And Sin, we've been lucky to have
I'm gonna
you.
film you while you film me. I'm filming.
Yeah, look
you
at that.
film.
This is a whole meta
Filming,
thing.
It's a fucking inception.
Yeah, it's a whole
here.
meta. It's all. It's battling cameras. Sin, I know you always have a long list of things going on. Go ahead and shoot.
Yes and no. I mean, I'm still working over at the Candy Cat 2 in Canoga Park.
Right.
And I'm still taking commissions over at Sin Twisted Threads on Instagram. So
Right.
if you want any type of custom costuming or
Hannah.
whatever, hit me up.
Yes.
I can work within your budget. And it doesn't matter where you're at.
Yeah.
But as far as the feature stuff, it's been kind of like slow right now. Usually
Alright.
October it starts picking up. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Well, I might have a gig for you in September. So.
Sweet.
Okay. We'll talk about that on the way home.
Yay.
And then sintwisted.com is where
At
everybody.
sintwisted.com, and you can find me on social media. Just look for Sin Twisted. You'll see a picture of my mouth with
Or-
my two tongues.
Or Flexi Woman or
Yeah, you can be you can
Tattooed
be
Feet or whatever else you're looking for.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Love that.
Oh wow, they go in different directions.
Yes.
That's one I haven't seen before, the different directions.
I
Oh, yeah,
haven't
let's-
seen
let's-
that
Pointing that
either.
out.
How does
Yeah.
that happen?
Yeah. that's-
Is that just what happens when you split your tongue, or is it you?
Well, if you can kind of. Well, that's
Everybody
just,
learns different tricks, so but
Yeah.
yeah, that's one of the first things I actually unintentionally started doing. Was pretty much just making out with myself. It's a lot easier to do it with your mouth closed, but with sticking your mouth out and doing it, it took a little time to be able to.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
the most interesting person in the world.
So they're constant.
That
I feel like
is-
the fly when they land, they're doing this. Like scheming over here.
Scheming with your tongue. I like it.
And Savannah, what's going on with you?
Like I said, I've got an album out. I've got these really beautiful first edition CDs that I'm selling. I'm signing them. You can find everything at savannahpopemusic.com. I'm also very active on social media, so that's at I am Savannah Pope. And
Any live gigs coming up? Because I'm still kicking myself that I missed the Troubadour show.
yes, I've got a really big one. Actually, it's presented by Gibson. I'm gonna be
Nice.
I'm gonna be performing at the at Gold Diggers on Santa Monica.
Okay.
It's kind of this new, like, super arty, great venue, and so there's gonna be, it's pretty lush. We get to like pick from the Gibson showroom. It's gonna be really amazing sound and everything, and it's gonna be a really big show. That's September 16th at Gold Rush.
Well, I will be there, and I'll try to get everybody else there. That's not a Thursday, is it?
It's Monday.
I'm there then.
Monday.
We're all going.
I have Mondays off.
Let's go.
Do it. I'm into
Let's
it.
go.
Oh,
You
it's
ready
gonna be
yet?
there's gonna be
in my head,
pacifiers,
I'm like, don't be
glitter.
Friday.
Morgan, how are your Mondays? What are you doing? Okay. Well, I think we'll be going
Oh,
on
yeah. All
there.
right.
Maybe so.
Cool.
And Hannah, go to Hail Hannah Box 666 on Instagram. And Goth Comedian on all social media. We're not going to have a show next week, but we got a great show in a couple weeks. Everybody have a wonderfully creepy